Hello everyone, welcome to OptionGig. This is your host Vivek Somani, part-time option trader by passion and full-time software executive by profession. If you want to learn how to generate consistent monthly income trading options while working full-time in your regular day job, then join me in this journey. In this topic, I want to cover what we should focus on in an option chain. For a new option trader, sometimes the amount of information that is available in an option chain could be really overwhelming. So it is important to know what to ignore and what to focus on. All right, so that's the topic for our today's session. Let's get started. Just to demonstrate, I'll be taking the example of Baidu, which is an ADR listed in US exchanges. Okay. Right now I'm using Thinkorswim platform. Your broker platform may show this same information in a little different way, but I think you'll get the context. Okay, so let's dive right into it. Before we get into the option information, it is important to understand some information about the underlying, which is shown here. Okay, so first of all, let's make sure you're looking at the correct underlying. It is Baidu, which is the stock that we are interested in. Now there is some information which is displayed about the Baidu as an underlying, not really the Baidu options but the Baidu stock, which is in this particular section. Information like last price, the net change is how much it has changed since yesterday, what's the bid price right now, what's the ask price, what's the volume, what was the price during opening, how high did it go, what's the lowest price, PE ratio. From here till here, there's an information about the dividend, the 52-week high, 52-week low, and the amount of outstanding shares. And finally, the beta value. I can understand this is too much information for a retail trader. So what we should focus on? Things that we need to focus on here is what was the last price, how much is the volume that is being traded. These two are important from option trading perspective. You could ignore everything else. Now, once you've identified the ticker, now let's look at the information on the option side. Now the area below the underlying is an information around the option chains. So this is where all the option chains are listed. As you can see, there are different dates here. So these dates are the expiration dates. So this is an option that is expiring on 15th of March. This is an option which is expiring on 18th April. This is an option expiring on 17th May and so on. Now, against each of these, in the parentheses, you will see some numbers like this. This is nothing but days to expiration. Today is 15th March, that is why it shows 0. 22nd March means there are 7 more days to expiration. 18th April has got 34 days to expiration. Next is number 100. 100 indicates how many underlying is controlled by one contract of this option. Generally, you will see the number 100, but in some cases, the number may vary. Most of the time, it would be 100. And last information here is whether this is a weekly option contract or it is a monthly option contract. As you can see, the next 4 option contracts are weekly. And 18th April, this is a third Friday of April month. That's a monthly option contract. And then again, you see a weekly and then all the monthly option contracts. Okay. So this is a high level information at a contract level. Now let's dig deeper into each of the contract and get some more information around what's shown underneath each contract. So let's expand 18th April 2019. First thing, and very important thing is the list of strike prices. So strike prices are listed here. As you can see, this is a Baidu share and the strike prices are listed right in the middle. The area on the right side, this shows the puts. Area on the left shows the information about calls. This is pretty much standard in all broker platform. Right side they show puts and left side they show calls. Now let's go through each of the columns, and I think these are the important columns that you should be aware of. First column is a bid, where buyers are willing to buy, the price at which buyers are willing to buy. Next is ask, the price at which sellers are willing to sell. This is the volume of the option contract at each of the strike price. So at 135 strike price, there were 29 contracts that were traded today. The next one is an open interest, which means how many contracts at this particular strike price are still open. In case of 135, there are 533 contracts that are still open. The next column shows a position. If you already have a position in this ticker, it will show up against the strike price where you're holding a position. For example, I am having one contract. I sold one put contract of Baidu at 170. So it shows up here as -1, means I've sold this contract. It's on the put side, so I've sold a put at a strike price of 170. This is also indicated by this red box, which shows that I have a position here. But the position column will tell you exactly how many number of contracts you have. The next important is delta. If you do not see the delta by default in your Thinkorswim platform, you can customize the Thinkorswim platform to show a delta. And the last one is a mark, which is the market price where the last trade happened on each of the particular strike prices. Same information is shown on the call side. Again, this is the bid. Just take a note that the bid is always on the left side of ask. So if you are on the put side, the bid comes first. It's closer to strike price than the ask. But if you're on the call side, it's the ask which is closer to the strike price, and then comes the bid. Then the next one is a market value, delta, positions. In case if you have a call position, it will show up here. How much is an open interest and what's the volume of how many call contracts have been traded today. So that's the information which is shown in the options table. When additional information that you might find valuable at a contract level is the value of implied volatility. You will find this valuable in case if there are earning announcement coming up. At that point of a time, you will see that the implied volatility, or this numbers that you see percent number, has really shot up because there is an earning announcement coming up. Now, as a retail option trader, I believe this is the information that you need to worry about. There is a lot more information which is shown here, especially on Thinkorswim platform. For example, if you open up today's option statistics, it will show you how many calls, how many puts, how many were traded below the bid, above the ask price, between the market, what's the delta of those options traded. As a retail investor or retail option trader, it really doesn't make difference. I hardly look at this. Okay, so you can ignore this, and definitely don't be overwhelmed by what you see over here. Now, option time and sales will show you when were some of these contracts executed. What was the time of the contract executed? Which exchange were those executed? And lastly, product depth will show you The call and the put implied volatility skew, again, for retail option traders, doesn't make much of a difference. So I think that's all the information that you need to worry about when you're looking at an option chain. You can ignore the rest of it. I hope you find this useful. This will help you in looking at the option information, making sure that you can separate the grain from the chaff and focus on what is necessary and ignore all the noise. Thank you for your time today. If you really like it, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments or questions, post it in the comment section and help me spread the word so others can also benefit from it.